everyone. Hi! Ow! We promise we'll never do that again, unless you liked it. There have been so many times where complete and utter strangers have just gone out of their way to do something so nice for us. And in the name of giving those people the recognition they deserve, as well as spreading positivity online, we want to share with you some of our favorite stories where this has happened. So we were at a concert one time, and we were lucky enough to have pit tickets. And if you don't know what the pit is like at a concert, it's just a bunch of people hanging out in front of the stage. There's no chairs. It's very first come, first serve. So if you're in the front and you move, you lose your spot. And that's exactly what happened to us. We were in the front of the pit, but at some point during the show, we left to go do something, came back, and someone was in our spot. So we were a few people back now, which is fine. We were still having a pretty good time. And then this guy comes up to us and is like, "Hey, are you guys enjoying the show?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, weren't you like right at the front earlier?" And we said, "Yeah, but we lost our spot, it's okay." And he said, "Come with me." So we follow this guy as he just kind of politely inserts himself into the crowd and lets us right up to the front. We turned around to thank him and asked him if he worked there, and he said no. He just did it out of the kindness of his heart so we could have a good time. How cool is that? We could tell this guy probably thought we were about 12 years old, which is probably why he did it, but still, he did not have to do that. If he had the confidence to insert himself to the front row, he could have used that spot for himself. He didn't have to help us out. And that's how we saw Nick Jonas, from the front row. This next story takes place over the summer of 2007. We just had to put our dog Joey down, and needless to say, our whole family was pretty upset about it. About a week later, we all decided to go on a camping trip, and at some point during this trip, our mom found herself all on her own by the campfire, just having a little cry about missing Joey and whatnot, when these two kids that were camping in the next campsite came over and asked, "Hey, what's wrong?" Our mom told them about Joey and how she was really sad about it, and they just looked at each other and said, "We'll be right back." They go back to their campsite and return with a little puppy asking us all if we would like to have it. That little puppy turned out to be our doggy Jamie. 10 years later and she's still going strong. She's our everything, and we wouldn't have her if it weren't for those nice strangers, so that is amazing. Editing Ellie and Macy here. We got so distracted by our dog that we forgot to finish the story. Basically, this family had two dogs that had just had a massive litter of puppies that they happened to bring camping with them, and one of those puppies was what we took home with us. They did not just give us their brand new dog or anything crazy like that, just to be clear. Okay, back to the video. In hindsight, that's probably not the safest thing to do on their part or on our part, but this dog is seriously the best dog we've ever had, and we are eternally grateful for her. Mwah! I think we've told part of this next story in a video before, but I don't think we've ever said the full thing. Basically, the first time we ever met Megan and Liz was in a little CD store in Indianapolis, and it was 4 days before our 15th birthday. So we get there plenty early, we're the first in line, we're the only ones there at this point, and our mom gets to talking to the guy running the store, and she's telling him about how our birthday's coming up, and how we really like Megan and Liz, and I don't know what all she told this guy. So fast forward, the store is full of people, there's a line wrapping all the way around the store. Megan and Liz come out and decide to do a little impromptu show. So they start performing right in the middle of the store, but from where we were in line, we couldn't really see them, let alone hear them. So the guy that our mom had been talking to pulls us out of line, lifts up the velvet rope, and says, "Go." He let us stand right behind Megan and Liz while they performed, and when it was over, he led us back to the front of the line to meet them. And I don't know, that was just so nice of that guy. He really didn't have to do that. If anything, he probably could have gotten in trouble for letting us do that, but it was just such a nice gesture. Our next story takes place in Disney World, of all places, and if you've never been to Disney World, you know that it's kind of every person for themselves. Everybody wants the best experience for themselves and their family, and they don't really care about what's going on with everybody else. We're there with our mom, it's our last day on the trip, and it had been raining off and on all day, and when the clouds finally lifted up a little bit, we decided to go eat at this little outdoor sitting area that was half covered by an umbrella but half open. All the covered seats were taken, so we ended up having to sit at this table that was absolutely soaking wet, which was okay with us. We took a bunch of napkins and we're trying to dry it off, but it wasn't really going anywhere. As we're doing that, these two guys come over and say, "Guys, you can't sit here, it's too wet," and they're taking up our trays and they're carrying them over to their table for us. They just gave us their table and they said that they'd finished eating and were going to do something else, but I mean, it was was raining, and it was probably gonna rain some more. They could have kept that dry area to themselves while they had it, but instead they gave it up for us. How cool is that? And one more story for you. Last summer, our friend and his mom went through a really hard time, so we set up a GoFundMe for them. One day we log on to check the progress of it, and someone had donated $200, and it turned out to be this woman who didn't know us, didn't know our friend, didn't even live around here. She just saw the campaign and wanted to help out, so she donated. It turns out there are people with money to spare who just donate to all these causes because they know people need the money more than they do. That is so beautiful. Well, there we have it. We hope these stories left you feeling warm and tingly inside, and we hope they reminded you that yes, there are still good people left in the world. We're challenging ourselves, as well as you, to be that kind stranger in people's lives, whether it's in a big way like donating money to something, or a small way like complimenting somebody's haircut. We want to know your stories in the comments of nice strangers you've encountered, or times where you've been the nice stranger, and if you have any ideas of ways that we could all be the nice stranger in somebody's life, leave them down there too, because we could all take something good from that. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you're doing well, hope you're feeling well. We'll see you again soon.